Welcome to Poolzcast AMA, everyone. Today we have John from Chappyz. Welcome, John.
Hi, Amit. Thanks very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Amazing, amazing. Let's jump into the first question. So for Chappyz, can you introduce yourself, how you're involved with the project and your role and, how you got involved with it?
Of course. So my name's John Sears. My official title is co-founder and COO. And I run Chappyz along with my partner, Daniel Powell. So we've actually been partners for quite a long time now. Both of us have been in the space since around 2016. We started off as community members, let's say. So we both had a thirst for education and learning about blockchain technology, not just investing in coins, let's call it, but both of us kind of came together in a community group in around 2018. And we had similar kind of views and passions on where we saw all of this going. So Dan and I actually set up Moonboots Capital and Moonboots Group in late 2019. And we've invested in a lot of projects, over 200 different blockchain projects. We've supported community growth, supported marketing efforts, advised on quite a few projects too. And that kind of led us to seeing some clear pain points in the industry. And one of those is community building and vanity numbers and value extractors in and around community building. And really, Chappyz, the idea kind of came to us around 2.5, 3 years ago nearly. We actually built a white paper at the time with kind of static rewards to reward community members for being active. But then the past sort of year or so with the advancement of AI has really allowed us to build the Chappyz model, which is dynamic into what it is now.
Amazing. And Daniel, welcome. Would you like to quickly also introduce yourself and how you're involved with Chappyz?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much for having us on your podcast and AMA here. My name is Daniel. I am the CEO and founder of Chappyz. A bit of a brief introduction to myself. I've been came as a community member myself in the crypto space, dabbling in since 2016. And really trying to navigate my way into the space and find where I can be best suited and really kind of coming as a trader and just investing in various different cryptocurrencies and looking at blockchain and how it can really serve a better purpose for Web 2 applications, and found myself building a really strong community with John and a couple of our other extended partners and team. And we're very excited to get to where we are today. We've successfully invested in over 250 blockchain startups, and Moonboots Labs has become quite a big success in a very short period of time. So we're very excited to be building various different tools that really just tackle different problems and issues within the Web3 space, and this is one that we're bringing out of the woodwork.
Amazing, thanks for that. Now, tell us a bit about the platform Chappyz and what is the unique selling point.
Sure. The thing that we're trying to really tackle with Chappyz is and I'm trying to think of this as myself and probably you think of this from yourself as a community member within the Web3 space. So the things that we try to really look at is what is the sort of value that we get when we join projects and different communities. Is our time actually being valued? People actually listening to are our voices being heard, or our opinions being heard? So really what Chappyz really aims to focus, and we've seen this very much in all of the entire sort of journey we've seen in crypto, is in the bull market you're going to get lots of hype in the community, but then that hype dies down very quickly because you essentially spent lots of money as a project trying to really build up build up the hype, and what you think you have is a large number of customer acquisition, but really what you have is a large number of value extractors that come, and they really just there to value extract essentially everything out of your community. So what we want to really try and focus on is retaining that value, retaining your customers, retaining your community members, and essentially rewarding them for their time spent there and their time contributing in various different ways. So I think one of the most unique things about what we're building with Chappyz is, first of all, being able to very seamlessly integrate this in any community, reward users in essentially any asset, any type of reward, which can be your own native rewards from your own ecosystem. Is very easy to plug in, and you can essentially see within our analytics side who are your top contributors, who are your top members, who are your ambassadors in your community. You can actually very quickly find those guys with plugging in Chappyz into the community. So these are the areas that we focus on, and the AI model that we've built is essentially trained to understand various different topics within the Web3 space, which later evolves into moving on into the Web2 space as well. So you can really look at how do you push brand narratives, but how do you reward those customers that talk about those brands, or how do you how do you reward members for just staying engaged, providing valuable content? So that's really our unique selling point, and what Chappyz is really aimed to bring as value and as a contribution to any platform that wants to use Chappyz. So it's a very simple plug and play, decentralized sort of tool that you can use, which I think speaks for itself. It's quite simple really once you look at it.
Amazing. Now I guess, do you see any competitor to your product in Web3? And if you do, what is a key differentiator between Chappyz and other products?
Okay, so that's a good question, because it's something that we've thought about a lot from the beginning. And I think naturally, we were speaking to someone earlier, the natural kind of comparison comes with the Gleams and the Galaxies and the Questions and Zealies. And it's interesting because we've looked at those platforms. We used to use Gleam 3 years ago to help build communities, and that's kind of one of the reasons that the frustration came from to build Chappyz, because we just saw this flood of people and no engagement coming in from those campaigns. So we actually look at Chappyz as something different to those guys. We see ourselves as in another place. So what those platforms are good at is essentially flooding communities with lots of different numbers, lots of numbers. There's some engagement for a short period of time, and then it seems to die and go away. So we see Chappyz as the kind of bit that's missing in the industry. We don't see any real clear competitors, because we are really focused on engagement and retainment of a core community. And we believe that if you make a community a fun place to be, people come there and they learn and they have real genuine conversations, which you can see from our own Chappyz community, then people want to stick around and they invite their friends, and you get the natural organic growth. So we're very different to those guys. We don't see anyone else at the moment that's doing what we're doing, but those would be our natural kind of competitor labels that people assume, if that makes sense.
Yeah, amazing. Now let's talk a bit about the extended team, some of the partners that you have onboarded, and your backers.
Sure, go for it. What's what would you like to know about them more specifically? Just diving into
any of them that you would like to mention, any interesting partnerships that you have formed and you want to share with the community.
Yeah, look, we've had about, when we first started, we had about 150 projects partner up with us on the beta, testing out the platform. So this is all different Web3 communities, that wanted to, they were all, everyone in the Web3 space, whether it's a project or a community, everyone's looking to really help bring up the engagement. And we're very highly focused on community partnerships with projects, because we want to show them that, hey, Chappyz is a platform that really works, and you can really bring down the cost of customer acquisition down, you know, very low when we start to talk about customer acquisition costs. And you know, as you start to sort of dive into a marketing strategy plan that you're trying to put for your own community. So, you know, we've had, you know, I can't name all of them, but we've had hundreds of, you know, communities reach out to us, and, you know, we had to be kind of selective because we didn't expect the numbers to be so high so quickly for a beta. And as you can expect, you know, you're building out a product, and you're never going to have a product that works seamlessly perfect during a beta version. So, you know, it kind of like broke our system with the amount of users we had during the beta version. And we hit our max capacity very quickly. But what was really great about that is that all of the communities that tested out the beta platform, you know, absolutely loved it. And, you know, they could see the real value from, you know, what Chappyz brings to, you know, to their community, and how the engagement really increased. I think some of the largest ones that we saw were some of the, you know, most of the communities actually, you know, experienced over a 4,000% increase in engagement, because what you tend to see is these Telegram communities and these Discord communities, they're very hyped up. So you kind of get like huge numbers, right? You're talking like, you know, 10, 20,000 members. And if you're not in the Web3 space and you're just coming in for the first time, you probably think, wow, gosh, you know, this is like a really big community, real people actively engaged. But then when you start to look at the statistics and the analytics of that particular community, you really have very, very, you know, a very minimal amount of users actually really engaging in the community and showing support or aligning on the vision, or, you know, showing value. So for, you know, for projects to say, you know, hey, we never found a tool up to now to be able to, you know, just add that extra push our community to, you know, start engaging, start, you know, talking about our product, or just testing out, you know, various different things, has been, you know, a very rewarding and, you know, exciting experience for us as well. On the B2B side, you know, we've had some tremendous partnerships as well being built. We've brought on some very strong key advisors on our side as well, which are very connected in the Web3 space. And that goes back, you know, with our network, you know, going all the way back as we've been building out our sort of a close circle of network and friendship with, you know, various different peers within the crypto space. So, you know, we try and navigate our ways, you know, through the bad actors, and just really try and focus on putting together, you know, sort of like a world-class team that, you know, we're going to get a lot of support from, you know, lots of backers. But as you can see, you know, all of our backers are listed on our site. So they're not just backers, they're also investors into Chappyz. So they have a vested interest to make this a success. And everyone's playing a, you know, a pivotal role to turn this into a success that it should be. So, you know, we're very happy to even be partnered with Poolz, for example, you know, as strategic advisors and the platform that's going to be hosting our IDO. You know, I think launchpads, particularly like Poolz, you know, will be utilizing tools like Chappyz, because it's going to help bring a lot of engagement awareness to products that you guys will be launching and other launchpads will be launching. And it's going to really incentivize people to actually participate, not just in IDO, but participate in community, you know, activations or you know, content creation or whatever it might be. And all of this can be done in such an automated way that just removes so much the pain points and stress that, you know, founders need to actually put a lot of focus on when it comes to community building. So, you know, I'm very excited, you know, with all the partnerships that we've got, and there's lots more to be coming as well.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Great answer. Now, could you very briefly talk about some of the upcoming plans and roadmaps your roadmap over the next few months? You're on mute. Sorry.
Go on mute, mate.
Sorry, guys.
All good.
That normally happens on video meetings, but hey. Yeah, so we've obviously got we had a very busy week last week with the NFT mint. We've got all of our IDOs this week, and then the listing coming up too. So at the moment, the product, if you look at Chappyz platform, we're just focused on engagement in Chappyz group. So we're kind of in this transition phase. We had the beta campaign, which was hugely successful. We've got over 9,000 registered users now on the platform, which is really good. We had a lot of participants in the public beta campaign. We actually had a lot more communities than went on there interested in it, but we're going through this process of building out the platform, stress testing, scaling the server infrastructure, etc. So we're now at a good point. We've got a bit of work to do with the design of the platform, a couple of new features as well that we'll be putting on there. So really the next step after token listing is we're building out the platform for public ready launch, which is at the point where all the communities that are showing interest in Chappyz can come on board and start creating campaigns on the platform. So we're not too far away from that. We've got the base and the foundation there. So that will be the next step before Christmas. And then once the platform's all live, our next roadmap item is the analytics platform. So we'll be working on that for Q1 next year, which will be a kind of freemium model. So community members will have access to some pretty good analytics, but then we'll also have a kind of SaaS model for other industry participants to get a little bit more involved in the data. And then the other thing which is key, which is kind of ongoing all of the time, is our AI system. So that's something we've been developing out for the past 7 or so months now. And that's just an ongoing program we're just developing. We made a big step in September where we went from static rewards to dynamic rewards. So our AI system is now scoring every single conversation in the community or in a community, and giving it a score based on topics of discussion, based on sentiment. We've got anti-plagiarism and anti-spam detection, for example. But that's something that is evolving, and we want to make it, well, just keep improving that. And the next step of that is where we look at the contextual side. So it will start picking up on conversations with the community and the relevance of that comment within a conversation. So that's the kind of exciting part for us.
Amazing. Looking forward to it. Now, I'm sure the community has heard about the NFT mint that you had and the use case for it. So I'm not going to go through that, but can you tell us a bit about the token itself, the utility, and why the users should hold it?
Yeah, for sure. I think one really important thing as we dive into that for the community as they're listening to this is, I want to sort of go through this user journey experience where, as a user, as you go to Chappyz, you sign up you not relatively sign up, but you just connect your socials, like your Discord and your Telegram, various other social media platforms will also come later on, but you connect those. And if you're a Chappyz NFT holder at the moment, you just go back to Telegram, for example, and you just start engaging. What you'll notice is that in a very automated way, all of your messages are actually being assessed by Chappyz AI and actually earning instantly. So one of the things that we'll be initiating once the token launches as well is, various different rewards, using various different tokens, because we want to showcase to people, that you can earn rewards in not just, CHAPZ token, but in various other tokens as well, as we roll out, a decentralized protocol. But one of the interesting features as a user is, we might roll out campaigns where only the token holders, for example, can earn rewards. So we can create these entry barriers how we like, whether it's NFT holders, where it's token holders, and you have to hold a certain amount. And you're earning these tokens actually, in a very automated way. So it's really cool. If the users actually start trying this out, they'll actually realize, and we've had multiple people come in, they're like, wow, I can't believe, this is the first time I'm actually seeing something like this where, I'm just engaging, and all of a sudden my balance is just growing up with value. And then eventually, you can use those tokens that you've been rewarded from various different communities or whatever it might be, or the CHAPZ token, You can trade them, you can, you know, use them to stake them as well. But the core utilities of the token itself is, you know, we wanted to really build this like succinct Web3 model where everything that comes into our ecosystem, whether it's revenue or anything that's tied within the whole ecosystem, all flows back through the CHAPZ token, through like the, you know, the revenue model that essentially goes back, you know, through a treasury, and that automated treasury essentially, you know, fuels the liquidity provisions or the buybacks of the tokens. So the way we structured this out is, you know, very similar to like a DAO. So that's the way we're kind of going with this. And, you know, the token will have, you know, various different incentives, like, you know, it'll be used as a gas token on all of the EVM chains. It will be used to purchase, you know, premium analytics, for example, or sort of part of the SaaS model for the B2B side. But users will be able to, you know, have, you know, various different discounts within the ecosystem with the token. They'll be able to stake the token as well, have revenue share of the platform, and also earn yield off of the token as well, which will be launching as soon as we've completed our TGE. And there will be, you know, various different you know, programs that will be running as well. The idea that we're trying to build here is a full deflationary model where, you know, you know, we've got more platform, you know, participants and, you know, more projects using the platform, it's generating revenue. So what we're trying to build is we want to sync up, you know, as the business grows, as the project actually grows, we want the token to grow with it as well. We don't want to rely on just speculation of, you know, traders trading the token and, you know, hoping you're getting in at the earliest possible price point. We're trying to actually, you know, build up a, you know, much stronger revenue model that actually backs the, you know, the value of the token itself. So this is really one important aspect that, you know, we've seen as well, you know, going back in all of the, you know, investments that we've made with projects, we've seen all of like the do's and don'ts that, you know, you do with tokens. And, you know, a lot of the times, you know, you see like projects, you know, they raise, generally it's just like a white paper, you're waiting like a long time for that to launch. And then by the time that launches, you know, none of the revenue actually flows back into the token, or the business doesn't correlate to the token itself. It just stays as a pure utility token. So we wanted to make sure that, you know, the value was going to drive back to the investors as well, being token holders as well. And that was one of the key aspects that we've got. You know, beyond that, if I think, you know, you really want to dive into it, we've got a full, you know, economic model that we've built within our white paper that you can also read and you can understand as well deeper, you know, all of the revenues, how they flow and how it works as well. But, you know, scratching the surface for users to understand, this is really what the core emphasis is for the CHAPZ token holders.
Amazing. And very briefly, how would that also lead into a generation of revenue for Chappyz project?
Well, for Chappyz projects, it's very simple, because what a lot of projects want is they want user engagement. And you don't want to spend a lot of money on getting user engagement. You know, right now, like let's say, you know, we've done some marketing research, and right now, on average, a lot of projects are spending anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000 a month to really keep communities engaged, because you got to spend like, you know, you got to spend money for giveaways, right? Yeah. And that money's got to come from somewhere, whether it's ETH, whether it's USDT, whatever it is. What we want to try and create is a more sustainable model where like the projects are spending much less money to gain customer acquisition, and they're spending that through our platform. And all of that sort of, you know, depending how they, you know, take it, whether it's like, you know, they want to create campaigns using their tokens, there's a nominal service fee that goes back to the treasury, and that treasury essentially fuels the buybacks of our own CHAPZ tokens. Now, if they want to utilize the CHAPZ Army, for example, you know, that would essentially help them bootstrap their community already with, you know, I think we've already got somewhere around 1,700 active users per day just engaging in our own Telegram communities, you know, utilizing that, for example, and as that continues to grow even bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, it becomes a very, you know, low cost user acquisition platform that you can essentially bootstrap your community with real users. So this is what we're really looking at. We're looking at bringing in real users to real projects. We're not looking at, you know, let's just flood your community with bots and, you know, away you go sort of thing, and you've spent your money. So these are the sort of core areas that we're really focused on with the B2B side, is actually really helping them to build up that user engagement side.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Now, you already talked a lot about the community, but maybe just briefly, if you could tell me, either of you, do you have any ongoing community-related campaigns happening right now or testnet? I know about the NFT one that I'm trying it myself, but you could maybe share some of that as well very quickly.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so the last week or so has been our first tests with tangible rewards. So just after the NFT campaign, I think Dan mentioned earlier, we had one campaign with Ethereum rewards and USDT rewards, and this is all testing for us as well, because we're working out what the right level of rewards is to excite the community, but you don't want to give away too much too soon, because then you just get people coming to extract it and not add value. So I think we're kind of at a pretty good point already, with knowing where to set that, and that's something that we can help communities with in the future. But what we're looking at the moment, we're just doing a bit of an upgrade today on the platform. But we're having a bit of fun really at the moment. So we had a PEP campaign that's been running. That'll be back up today. We're actually speaking with another major memcoin team at the moment, which is another dog, I think. But yeah, at the moment we're just having fun. So there'll be, and all of these campaigns that are on at the moment, you need to be a Chappyz ecosystem participant. So you need to be an NFT holder. When the token goes live, we'll do it for token holders, for example. And then we're just having a bit of fun whilst we're building out the platform for full public release, and then we'll start onboarding the other communities. We've got quite a big queue of projects and communities ready to jump on board Chappyz as soon as we're ready.
Amazing. Now, I know the IDO on Pools, and the community knows, is going to be on the 1st of November, and staking 250 PoolX or more will be helping them to be participating in the IDO. So first of all, good luck with that. Now, do you have any information or alpha to share with the community about listing? Or I know you're in discussions, but if you want to share anything, you can also share it here.
I think we may keep some things a secret, John?
Yeah, I think so. We can say that we're discussing with all of them. We're just trying to find the right strategy for Chappyz right now. But yeah, we can say that apart from Binance at the moment, we're talking to every single major exchange.
Binance later.
Maybe not. We'll see who emerges in the next year or so. It might be a trend. But yeah, we're nearly there with that. So just for the community's sake, I think by the end of this week we'll have some clarity on exactly what strategy we're going for.
Amazing. We look forward to that. So that wraps up the Q&A. And first of all, thank you very much, Daniel and John, for all the answers and your time. I'm not sure, did I cover everything, or did you want to have a couple of minutes to cover if you want to cover anything else about Chappyz, or anything you want to share with the community in Pools?
No, I think I think for now, probably one thing is, if you want to start sort of testing out the platform, we've got our OpenSea collection already now live. That's been, it's a very low cost. I think there's still relatively quite a few at a low cost. The highest one we saw was sold for 100x its value from mint price, which actually quite a couple actually sold over 40, 50x, 100x their price.
They were mythical creatures though.
Yeah, we're still seeing, which is, it's great to see that, users are starting to see the value in these NFTs. And the reason I think a lot of people are purchasing the NFTs right now are they really want to test out this, this new engage to earn platform, this new SocialFi platform that, is rewarding them for just being active in a Telegram or a Discord community, which, we can say, over the past few years, a lot of people have tried this. So I think we're on the right path to actually making this platform a real success. So, I'm just going to say it out to the Pools community, go out and give it a try.
Amazing. thank you both for your time. And again, I wish you all the best for the IDO, and appreciate the time you've taken today to join this Q&A and Poolzcast AMA on behalf of Pool's team and the community. Good luck.
It's been a pleasure. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.